Nigerians still think investing in the US market is extremely difficult and extremely complicated, but honestly, it couldn't be more easier. Today, I'm here to talk about ETFs. This is one of the most easiest investment plan you can have as a Nigerian trying to invest in the US stock market in Nigeria. Hi, my name is Tessa. Welcome back to my channel. If you're a new viewer, thank you for clicking, and if you're a returning viewer, thank you for coming back. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. This video is for the average Joe, beginner investors that want to start investing in the US stock market. So today I want to talk about ETF in a simple, straightforward manner. ETFs are simply exchange traded fund. It is like a bucket or basket of different stocks from the US stock exchange market, and it is traded and sold like a single stock. So what are the benefits of this ETF? The benefits of this ETF is that it is cheap, and you can start with an amount as low as 5k, 10k naira, not dollars. Another benefit is that the risk is very low, not just one. So if one company fails, another company might do extra times 100 to cover the failure of another company. So that is why the risk is extremely low, and it is hard for you to totally lose your capital you invested in ETFs. So another benefit of ETF is the fact that if you buy ETF that contains companies that pay dividends, you get to be paid dividend from these companies. Another benefit of ETF is that you're not having any ownership. Responsibility is not on your head. You're not having ownership of these stocks. You don't have to track this stock. That is why passive ETFs are the best. You don't have to track this stock, manage it. The only is just to invest passively in this ETF and move on, watch your portfolio grow. While you try to compound on it, you try to build on it, you just let your money grow. Another good thing about ETF is the fact that it is perfect for long-time planning, especially as a youth in Nigeria who is in your early 20s, mid 20s, late 20s, early 30s. This is the best time for you to go into ETF. Me, I'm an advocate for early retirement. I plan to retire very early because working sometimes is so sucking. So advice to you is to look for an ETF, the perfect ETF that you know you can grow passively. Dedicate a certain amount every week, every month to this ETF. Is it 5,000 naira? Is it 10,000 naira? Dedicate it, and every month you put it into your ETF portfolio and watch your money grow. Make a plan, 1 year plan, 5-year plan, 10-year plan, 5k, 5,000 naira. Let me stop saying k, because when I say k, it seems like I might be talking of any currency. So I'll now be talking in Nigerian currency. 5,000 naira, 10,000 naira. You can start with any of this amount, and then you build your portfolio and plan it for long-term passive income generation. So there are different type of ETFs, but the oldest ETF out there is one that is called the SDPR S&P 500. This is like the first ETF, the olden generation ETF, and it is still going strong today. This contains the top 500 companies in the US stock exchange, and it is stable, it is strong. It contains companies like Amazon, Microsoft, Tesla, those top companies that you can only hear of in your room from Nigeria. And then there are also Nasdaq 100 indices that contains 100 tech companies in the US stock exchange market. So there are different type of ETF. What you as a beginner have to put your attention on is the VOO and the VTI ETF. This is simple. VOO contains the top 500 companies in the US stock exchange, while VTI contains about 4,000 companies in the US stock exchange. It contains both the small, the large, the medium. It is perfect for a beginner because the risks are spread across 4,000 companies. So the risk of losing your capital is pretty low. Of course, you can also go for the VOO, which contains the 500 top companies in the US. Either way, you're still gaining and you're not losing much. So pick one today. Of course, there are so many different type of ETFs out there. There's the commodity ETF that contains the gold, gas, silver, and crude oil. There's also the consumer ETF that contains companies like Coca-Cola, Pepsi. There are so many ETFs. There's bonds ETF for government bonds and all that stuff. Of course, there's also ETF for there's also industrial ETF that contains ETF from different countries. There are so many ETF, but because this video is simple and beginner friendly, I'm not going to mention this. This is why I gave you only 2 type of ETF you should focus on as a beginner from Nigeria. How do you start? I will not bombard you with so many different apps you could go to. All you just have to do is download one app. Go to Play Store, look for the Bamboo app. Register your Bamboo app, create your profile, finish your KYC, use your BVN, create your account on the Bamboo app. Deposit funds, either 5,000 naira or 10,000 naira into your brokerage account. Look for VOO or VTI. Buy one of these. Set up a plan to be depositing money, 5,000 naira or 10,000 naira weekly into your brokerage account on Bamboo, and set up a plan to be buying your ETF every week or every month, depending on how you want. You can plan it for 1 year, 5 years or 10 years and set it up. This is one of the best ways for you to build passive income for early retirement. No matter how young you are not too young to start investing. Start now so you can be one of those who retire by the time they are 30, they are 35. So we've come to the end of this video. Comment down below if you're interested in me helping you set up investment plans, ETFs, mutual fund, or any type of investment plan you might be interested in, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.